God bless.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have Muneer trying to call us. Let us see. Let me grab some water. Well, he's not answering. All right. Hey, Muneer. You just called me, huh?
Yes, hey, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you, my friend?
Yes, yes, I'm doing fine.
So, are we better today?
I don't know, really, you know. I haven't slept too much.
Can you speak louder? Your voice is gone. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's
Can you
good.
hear me good now?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay. I know I haven't slept too much just 2 days since I spoke to you.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because I've been thinking a lot because when you ask me simple questions like why do you pray, and I couldn't answer you, you know.
Right.
And it felt bad, you know. It felt like I was just following something that I didn't even know what it was, you know. So I have been watching your video.
Your voice is gone again. I think your mic is moving, Muneer. Your mic is moving.
Okay, I will try to stay still. I'm a little bit nervous. Can you hear me good now?
Yeah. So you were saying you were thinking about your prayer and why you are praying. Yeah.
Yeah. When you asked me this, it's an easy question, you know, but I never thought about it, you know, and it made me feel like, yeah, it didn't make me feel that good, you know.
Okay. In which way does it make you feel good? Why?
It felt like I was just following something that I didn't even. I couldn't even explain it. I couldn't even answer you. Yeah, I couldn't even answer you this.
You mean you came to a conclusion that your prayer doesn't make sense?
You know, you know, I was watching a video that you did after this, and you were speaking about Zawjan, a word in
Zawjain,
the video, Zawjan.
Right.
Yeah, and it meant, I think it meant two pairs or something like that. But the translation said 1 and 1 or
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah, one of them says 2 and 2, and the rest of them they say 2
yeah, and the
pairs.
rest of the one said 1 and 1. So
yeah,
it made me think like maybe they are tricking us with the translation, you know, because if Zawja means 2 pair, why don't they write 2 pair, you know?
Yeah, not only this, you know, I don't know if you saw when this guy, his name is Nightmare, he tried to refute me. He said,
yeah, I was listening. Yes,
yeah,
I was listening.
We asked him about the mule. Do you remember we asked him about the mule? He said, Allah, he said, he created from everything 2. From everything, Allah, he created 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So we asked him, okay, Allah created from everything 2, and Allah, he said, he created the mule. Did he create 2 mules? He said, yeah, maybe properly in the beginning.
You know, I heard it, but that went over my head because I don't even know what a mule, what it means, you know, because English is not really my language. I didn't even know what mule means, you know. So that went over my head. I know that you was laughing and having fun about that, but I didn't understand it, to be honest. But like the word Zawjan and how they changed it to mean something else, it felt like, yeah, it's not a good thing. Like you change it to make it match your agenda or something like that, you know.
So what you want to share with us today? additional to this prayer thing?
No, I just feel like you know, I'm in vacation right now, so it was my friend. He's a Christian. He told me to call you up.
Okay. Do you want us to have more of the conversation about the prayer, or we change the topic?
You know, the thing that you did with the Arabic word, I would like to see more of that. Like if they change the translations, the meanings, you know, because
everything in the translation is absolutely far away from the what is the Quran is saying. As an example, when the Quran speak about beat your wives, let me show you. Beat your wife as an example.
Yes.
اضربوهن. All right. This is chapter 4, verse number 34. I will show you translation by one. This is the one اضربوهن. اضربوهن mean beat them. Mean beat them. Okay. If we go to see the translation, we go to Yosef Ali.
Okay.
All right. It says, as those women who on those parts you fear disloyalty and ill conduct, admonish them. And then he put the words first, so they exist in the Quran. Then next, refuse to share a bed with them. It doesn't say that in the Quran. At least beat them lightly. It doesn't say that in the Quran. There's no first, there's no second, and there's no third. This is number one. Number two, it says in Arabic, I will go to the Arabic and I will translate for you. It says,
okay,
those who you fear their disobedience, give them warning, which means tell them they are doing wrong. وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ, jail them in their rooms, not sleep with them in the bed. Madaja, al-madaja is not only the bed, is the bedroom. So jail them in their rooms. Who is the one who will be ignored in their rooms? Is the women, not the man. So jail them in their rooms and then beat them. There is no first and there is no second and there is no lightly and etc. So
okay, you're saying there's no steps to
there's no steps. Even the translation is false. You know, the translation, if you remember the story, where a woman, she came to Muhammad and her husband, he did beat her until her skin became greener than her clothes. So what lightly? Muhammad, he took the side of the man. The woman, her skin became greener. Look at the hadith. Rafa divorced his wife for upon Abdul Rahman, etc., etc. You know, she came and Aisha, she said, look at her, she's wearing a green veil, and look at her. Her skin, I have not seen any women suffering as much as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. And this verse about beating women came because of this story. Then the Muslim in the translation, they say beat her lightly. The guy, he beat her until her skin is greener than her clothes. That is lightly? Where is the word lightly coming from?
Yes. I hear you. You know, if you remember when we talked last, I told you like the hadiths. You know that I don't really know too much about that. You know, so I don't know if I should trust the hadiths. You know, it's so hard for
my friend. You cannot trust the Quran.
Understand why.
You cannot trust the Quran. You cannot trust the hadith, because the hadith is a Quran and the Quran is a hadith. Actually, the hadith is more important than the Quran. As an example, where in the Quran it says pray 5 times? It doesn't show that. It's in the hadith.
Yeah, I remember.
So which one we will take? Take the hadith or the Quran? We take the hadith, because obviously the hadith is more important. At the same time, the Quran itself is a hadith. And you know, you as a supposedly a Muslim, born of a Muslim family, shouldn't you ask questions about like how come the Quran is the book of God and full of stupidity?
If I ask questions like that, no, I never asked.
No, like that. Not ask yourself. Don't ask people. I'm saying you should ask yourself.
No. I had a while, like since I was like 18 till I was like 25, 26. I wasn't a Muslim, you know. I was out partying and stuff like that, you know. So I wasn't a Muslim then. I didn't follow Islam or anything like that. It was actually by myself that I came back to the Quran, and I was starting to read the Quran, and yeah, you know, I think I got a little bit scared, you know, when I read it.
You know,
you know, because you get a little bit scared. You get a lot of joy too, but you get scared when you read it too, you know, because you don't want to end up in hellfire, you know.
well, now you are not in the age of afraid of from such a thing. You know, you can think carefully.
No. I'm trying to learn by myself, you know. I'm trying to learn now. Because I really didn't like that when you showed that Zawjan, you know, because that means
this is nothing compared to the rest. I mean, this is just little thing. But let me show you something from the Quran, which will show something stupid about the story. If you go, this is a chapter 66. All right. If you go to chapter 6, everybody can go. The chapter start, O Prophet, why you are forbidden to yourself what is lawful for you. You seek your wives happiness, because the wives, they found Muhammad having sex with one of the slaves, so he promised them he would not do it again. So he said, I promise I will never do it. So Muhammad later, he got horny again. He liked this woman, she's pretty. So he said, well, Allah, he sent me this verse, I cannot do it. It's my lawful. I'm going to sleep with her again. Then the story continue about Muhammad and his wives. Verse number 2, verse number 3, verse number 4. Allah is threatening the wives. If you don't, if you don't obey the Prophet, Allah and the angels and Jibreel and the believers, all they will be against you. Just two women fighting with the man. Then after that, then Allah, he says to him, maybe your God will divorce the wives and replace them for you. Muhammad, he make a verse threatening his wives, if you don't behave, Allah will replace you with better wives. So Allah obviously is a toy for Muhammad. He make him in a private matter about his wives. The guy, he promised his wife he will not sleep with this woman. Allah is involved. He is threatening the women, he will divorce them. And right away after that, we will find that the story change. I mean, what is the connection between verse number 5, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what is after? And if any Muslim here can tell me, please let me know. What is the connection in this story? There's no connection. Read the whole verses. This is a proof that the one who wrote the Quran is not even smart. What is the connection between a fight between the wives of the Prophet and then go to jihad?
Okay.
What jihad have to do? It says, أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين. O Prophet, go and kill the kuffar and the hypocrites and be harsh on them, for they are going to end in hellfire and a bad ending. What does have to do with his wives? And then suddenly he jumped to speak again about the wife of Noah. Like what? You are talking about going jihad. I advise everybody to go read. You know, what this verse have to do with this verse and the verse before it and the verse before it and the verse before it? Obviously, it's a guy who is he have a mental issue. He cannot concentrate. In English, they call it the flight of thoughts. I think the flight of thoughts, where somebody is flight of thoughts.
Flight of thought.
Yeah, okay. Which like your thought is everywhere. You know, you cannot concentrate on a topic. You want to talk, but you talk about like somebody you speak about. Suddenly you speak about your beer, and then you speak about your wife, and then you speak about your work, and then you go back to your beer. You know, and this is exactly how the Quran is. If this is the book of God, like if you go to the Bible, you go in the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis talking about how God created the earth and the heaven, and then Adam and etc. You go in the Quran, you will find the stories all over.
Yeah, it's more like it flows. It's like from beginning to end. You mean?
There is no story. There is no story in the story. There is no connection between. You know, one of the major reasons of success of writing a book, that the line before have to be connected with the line after. Otherwise, people will be lost. And this is a book. have no connection between the line before and the line after.
Yeah.
Or what is the logic? You know, when he speak about